Let's look at using Dijkstra's algorithm in this situation. So here I have a weighted graph and I want to find the shortest path, and it has multiple edges, and instead of using trial and error, let's see if we can use Dijkstra's algorithm to do this. So I'm going to start at vertex A. So I'm going to look at rows and columns, guys. So I'm starting at vertex A. Can I get from A to A? So here, no, there's nothing there. There's no waiting for that. So the answer is no for that one. I'm going to put a subscript A because I'm looking at the row A, and I'm going to put a box around it to say that that destination from A to A does not happen anymore. So that means this whole area here is now done. Can I get from A to B in this situation directly? And the answer is yes, 8. So I'm going to write down 8 and subscript A. Can I get from A to C directly? A to C directly, yes, it's 2 in there. So I can put that down, and that's 2A. And the next one, can I get from A to D directly? Yes, it's 5. So I'm going to put 5A, like that. Can I get from A to E directly? No, F, G, and H I can't. So that means I'm just going to put that an X, an X, an X, and an X. That's the first step for that row, okay? So the next step is to look at that row, look at the ones that are unboxed, that one's out, unboxed here. The smallest one is the 2A. So I'm going to bring that down to the next row, 2A, because that's the smallest. I'm going to box that one as well, box that. That means when you box something, it means the column's done. So destinations C and A are already done and completed. Now, we've boxed this, it's come from column C. That's our next row to start what we're going to do. Now, once you've done that, you've got to look at your boxed number as your base, okay? So, the whole aim is to get the shortest weighting. So, can I get from C to B directly? C to B directly? No, I can't. So that means we just bring down the 8A to here to start off the new one. Now don't forget, column A is done, column C is done, so we go to the next one. Can I get from C to D directly? C to D directly, yes, the answer is 2. But what's my base? My base is 2, look at the box. 2 plus that 2 gives me 4. Is 4 better than 5? Yes, it is, so I don't have to bring this one down anymore. I've solved that, and that's come from C. So that's what I get, how I get the 4. Again, can I get from C to D directly? The answer is yes. C to D directly is 2. My base is 2, so you've got to add them together to give you 4. Is 4 better than 5? Yes, so I'll write it down and it goes there. That means that one's done. Can I get from C to E directly? C to E directly is 5, but don't forget my base. My base is the box. 5 plus 2 is 7. That becomes a 7. And because I'm using column C, I put a subscript C there. And that means that's how you do that. Okay, and I'll do that again in the next line so you can see how we're doing this. But up until this stage, you get to that. Can I get from C to F directly? C to F, no. G and H, no. So these are still X's over here, and I can't do that. Now we move to the next step. Look at that row. What is the smallest number here? It is the 4C. We bring the 4C down. We box it. And that means that column is now complete. Once you box something, the whole column is out. So that means this came from D, which starts my next number here, my next vertex, at D. So you can see the blanks that I've still got to fill out. I've got to fill out this one and all of these. Next question, can I get from, so what's my base in this row? My base in this row is 4. So can I get from D to B directly? There's D to B directly, yes, it's 2. But my base is 4. 4 plus 2 gives me 6. Is 6 better than 8? Yes, it is. That means I've gotten rid of that. That becomes a 6, and that is now a subscript of D because I'm using row D to do that. So does that make sense? Good. So now I go to the next one. Can I get from D to E directly? D to E directly, yes, is 1. My base is 4. So that means 4 plus 1 is 5. Is 5 better than 7? Yes, it is. So I'm going to take 5, and that's going to be the subscript of D as well. Now, next question. Can I get from D to F directly? D to F, yes, is 6. Look at your base. 6 plus 4 is 10. Nothing is better than 10 here because I had nothing there previously. So that one becomes 10D now. Then the next one, can I get from D to G directly? D to G directly happens, yes, it's 3. My base is 4, don't forget. 4 plus 3 is 7. So that becomes 7D. And can I get from D to H directly? I go to the H and D, no, there's nothing there. So that's still an X. Now, what is my smallest one in that row? So I'm repeating that whole process again. What is the smallest in that row? It's 5. So I bring down the 5, don't I? Bring down the 5 to here, box it when you bring it down. That's boxed, that means now I've completed that column, okay? So I've brought that down. Now we go, this came from E. So my new row is E. So now we're going to go again. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 here to go. Can I get from E to B directly? E to B, no, I can't. So I just bring this one down. Don't forget your base here at the moment is 5. Can I get from E to F directly? E to F, here's E, F, no, there's nothing better. So I just bring down the previous, which is the 10D in there. And the next one, can I get from E to G directly? E to G, yes, it's 1. What's my base? 5. So that means 5 plus 1 is 6. That's a new one. And that's coming from E. And that's why now it's changed to that one. And then the next one is, can I get from E to H directly? Answer is no. So that's still an X up until that point. So now we move on to the next row, right? So what's the smallest in that row there? Well, I've got 2 6s. It doesn't matter which one I bring down, but I'm just working left to right, so I'm going to start at this one here. So let's bring down this 6D. 6D is here. When you bring it down, you box it. Once you've boxed it, it means that that column is completed and it came from B. Can you see that? So that means my new row to work with now is B. Can I get from B to F directly? B to F, yes, it's 13. Can you see that there? That's 13. My base is 6, remember? That's not going to be better. 13 is not going to be better than 10, is it? Even with my base, adding that together, 13 and 6 is 19. It's too many, so I bring this one down. So then that one becomes 10D. Then the next question, so we just keep going with that whole process. Can I get from B to G directly? B to G does not happen, so I can just bring that one down, the 6E. And then the next question, can I get from B to H directly? B to H, no, that's still out of the question. So now on this next line, same thing as before. The smallest in that row is 6. So let's bring down this 6. Remember when we box it, when we bring it down, we box it, and that means that that column is now complete. So that means I've completed that column there and that's done, and that came from G. So I start my new row at G. Now I move the same process again. So I've only got this one and this one to work with at the moment, right? So now, can I get from G to F directly? G to F, yes, it has a weighting of 2. My base is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. Is 8 better than 10? Of course it is. So that means that this becomes now 8G, because that's the row G that we're working with here. So then I've got, can I get directly from G to H? G to H, yes, it's 6. 6 plus the base 6 is 12. There's nothing better than that because previously we had nothing there, and that becomes 12G. Now I repeat that process one more time to finish this off. Now for the next row, 8 is the smallest unboxed out of the 8 and the 12, so I bring that one down, and I bring that down to 8G. I box that. That means that's now completed. That column is completed there, right? and that came from F. So my last bit there is F. Can I get from F to H directly? F to H directly, yes, is 3. 8 plus 3 is 11. So is 11 better than 12? Yes, it is. So this now becomes 11F. And I box that because that's the last one to be done, and I've finished. So you can see my boxes over here like so. So if I wanted to find the shortest path from A to H and write down the path for them based on Dijkstra's algorithm here, so you look at your destination. The destination was H, so that was the final. Destination was H. H came from, look at the column, the box, came from F, that one there. So I write that and I write F before it. F, so I'm at F now. So I go to the column F. F came from G, so that one becomes G. So I'm going to go back to it again. H came from F, go to F. F came from G, now go to G. G came from E, see where I am? So I put E. Then go to E. E came from D. D came from C. C came from A. So my path is A, C, D, E, G, F, H. So that means A was 2, C was 2, D was, so that's 2, 2, D to E was 1, 1 again, F, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that's how that one there came about.